In chapter 9, lesson 3. We talked about
Yeah.
the Earth's layers, yes, and we said that the Earth is made up of 4 layers. The crust, mantle, and 2 layers of core. Some people can say it's 3 layers, like crust, mantle, and core only. And we then learned that the crust is the smallest, oh, I'm sorry, the thinnest layer, and it's the lightest one. That's why it's on the top. Okay, mantle is the thickest layer, thickest, so thick, as you can see here in the picture. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's made up of 2 layers, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. Let's first get back to the crust. As we said, the crust is the surface of the Earth, and it's so thin, and it's made up of solid rocks, of course. The
Yeah.
crust is where we live, and that's why it's one of the layers that are most widely studied.
Yeah.
Obviously, where we live is where we get to do our research, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 2 types of crust. We have oceanic crust and continental crust. The oceanic one, or the oceanic crust, is the bottom of the oceans, not the water itself, but the bottom.
Mm.
Okay. The continental crust is the part of the continents where we live, as we said. We can describe the Earth's crust as a skin of an apple. It's so thin, as we said at the beginning. Mantle, we mentioned that it's the largest layer, the thickest layer, okay? And it has 2 parts, the upper mantle and the lower mantle, as we said, and it can flow. It can flow because the lower mantle is kind of liquid. That's why upper mantle with the crust, both of them move along with the liquid lower part, okay?
Right.
The movement of the mantle causes the movement of the plates, the Earth's plates. And the movement of the Earth's plates means earthquakes. This is what we are going to talk about today. As you can see here, those are the plates moving. What are plates again? The plates, they look like the jigsaw pieces, like puzzle pieces, as you can see them. They are outlined in this picture. Can you see them outlined?
Yeah.
As if the earth is broken into smaller pieces. It's as if the earth is broken into smaller pieces. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so as I said, yeah, Habiba,
Mm.
you can see these broken pieces. Those are called plates. Plates. Okay. So what do we
Yeah.
mean by plates again? They are blocks of the crust.
Yeah.
Blocks, you can see pieces of the crust that are fit together, or they fit together just like puzzle pieces. But
Mm.
these plates, once they move, they can hit each other, just like the picture in here, and
Mm.
can cause earthquakes. And that's what we are going to talk about today. What is an earthquake? What do you think? What is an earthquake? Any
Um.
guess?
Is shaking and like
Yes, well done. Shaking. So it's a shaking movement that happens to the Earth's surface. This is an
surface.
earthquake.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's the shaking and trampling. Just let me change this one into a highlighter. Yes, here it is. So it's again the shaking and trembling that results from the sudden movement of the part of the Earth's crust. Which part? It's the plate. Once the plates move, once the plates move, start moving, this causes earthquakes. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So let me show you something here. Okay. So this is the movement of plates. This is how they used to look like in ancient times, as we said in the beginning of this lesson, like in previous videos, that the whole continents used to be one big land mass, which we called Pangaea, if you still remember that. And
Yeah.
then yes, and then these plates started moving which causes earthquakes and parts of the continents to be broken down from other parts, and then we reached the shape of continents that we have nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
that's how we have different continents right now. Okay. This is a fault. This, can you see this metal part? Can you see this metal part?
Yeah.
Yes, this is called fault. Let me zoom into it so you can see it. Yeah. It's like two plates that has been moved, and
Yeah.
there is broken part in the middle. This is what we call fault.
Yeah.
Fault is always related with most earthquakes. Okay. If I wanted to say, what do I mean by fault? For example, I'd say it's a break in the Earth's crust. Break in the Earth's crust. Like you can imagine these two plates moving around. Let me show you something here. So these two plates will be moving. I'm sorry. It can be moving this part. This direction, and the other one moving the other direction. This will cause a break in the Earth's surface, as we said. Okay?
Yeah, it looks like it have done it because the drawing boards are down and up.
Yes. Yes.
So they are not
this
attractive.
Part, yes, exactly. Like this part is supposed to be a part of this part. Like they fit together like puzzles. Yes. And there was a sudden movement of plates because, again, the lower mantle is kind of liquid and it causes everything above it to move. Like the crust and the upper mantle, both of them start moving because they are over a flowing liquid. Okay, this movement can cause a break to the Earth's surface, as we said. Okay. Yes. So now we learned about earthquake. It's the shaking of the ground because of sudden release of energy. And you also learned that it happens along a break on the Earth's surface, like it causes breaks on the Earth's surface. So there is something else that we learned about yesterday. Just let me clear this now. So the focus, let's get back to focus. It's the point where all this sudden movement is released. Okay, it's like the center or the beginning of this energy being released. Okay, this point down there. It's called focus. Some people call it hypocenter, but you guys will learn it as the word focus. So what is focus again? It's the place within the crust where energy is actually released. Like all the energy comes from this point.
Yeah.
When the movement or the energy moves from the focus and reaches up there on the Earth's surface, this point, the yellow one, the yellow circle up there, this is where most of the destruction happens. Like most of all the power of the earthquake happens here. Like when I say, for example, Port Said is the epicenter of this earthquake. That means that Port Said was the one that faced most of the energy of the earthquake. It will be the most destroyed part.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do we call this part again? We call it epicenter. So what is an epicenter? It's the point on the Earth's surface directly above the focus.
Okay.
Okay, so what is an epicenter again?
It's the point above the focus.
Yes, directly above the focus point, which is the source of the energy, where all the energy is released. The point above it directly is called epicenter, as we said. Okay?
Okay, but
yes.
How focus gives energy?
Well, it gives energy, or how it gives energy.
How it produced energy.
Because of sudden movement.
Is it
like
in life?
Yes, the plates moved suddenly. The plates moved suddenly. And
Okay.
The source of this energy, or where all the energy was concentrated, is the focus. يعني all the energy, all the movement starts at this point. Okay?
Okay, does it break?
Yes, it causes a fault. A fault, which is a break on the Earth's surface.
No, the focus, does it break?
Does it break? I really
Yeah,
don't understand
because
the question.
it
You
gives
mean the place
energy.
itself? The place itself, yes, it is broken and causes also some energy to be moved up there on the Earth's surface.
Okay.
I mean, focus is down there. It is broken, destroyed, shaking, trampling, and everything. But
Okay,
how do we feel it? It's under there. All the energy up down there moves upwards on the Earth's surface, and this is why we feel the earthquake. Some focus or some places do have shaking movement underneath, but we do not really feel it because it's still so weak.
Okay. You didn't get my question.
Okay.
Focus when it gives energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the earth breaks.
Yes.
Does it break with it?
Yes, it does. Can you see here in this picture? This is what I meant when I told you. Can you see the fault?
Yeah.
Fault is the break. Yeah, this break on the Earth's surface is called fault. Can you see how this fault is along the focus? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even this part is broken, yes. But the point
Yeah.
above the focus, the epicenter here, is the part of the Earth that is most destroyed. يعني أكتر جزء هيتدمر هو الجزء اللي فوق الفوكس على طول. I mean, imagine if you're if someone's standing in front of the gun, what happens? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
But the earthquakes are measured. You can measure them by seismic waves or seismic. It's called seismometer. We call it over something called Richter scale. Richter scale, and once the seismometer gives you a number, we go to the scale, okay, to measure it over the scale. So if
Okay,
it's
but
how does it measure it?
no, how it knows that there is how it knows that there to measure
There will
it,
be an
and maybe
earthquake
there's no like how did they know that focus is down there?
because of the epicenter. They search for the most destroyed part, and this must be the epicenter.
Okay. Yeah.
The seismoscale, let me write it here for you so you can see it. It measures the earthquake. Can you see up there?
Yeah.
There is a string. Once there is an earthquake, this part starts moving or shaking with the earthquake and draws, as you can see here, like a graph or something. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
The numbers shown here, we use them over the Richter scale. We have something called Richter scale, as we said yesterday. Okay. Richter scale is a bunch of numbers, okay? And up to the number shown on the seismometer, we determine whether the earthquake was so strong or not. So like we have from 1 to 9, can you see? Okay?
Yeah.
2, when I say 2, it's so small, like we cannot feel it. It's not that much, not so strong. Some people will not be even feeling it, okay? But when I move up to 6, this earthquake is so strong. But there's no big difference between 6 and 2, like only a couple points, yes. But 1 point in an earthquake on the Richter scale means 3 times. Yeah, can you imagine? 3, for example, is stronger than an earthquake with a 3 on the scale, is stronger than an earthquake with 2 by 3 times, not 1 point. يعني you will think 2 is bigger than, is stronger than 3 by only 1 point, but that doesn't happen with earthquakes. Okay? 3 here is stronger than 2 with 3 times. by 3 times. Okay, so can you imagine? Okay.
Yeah.
That as we move up to 6 points, it means like so strong. It can cause a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is called Richter scale. It's called
Richter scale.
Do you have any questions about this part yet?
No.
Okay. Do you have any questions before leaving?
No, thank you.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.